guys, wagwan, what's good? Welcome back to my channel. If you're watching for the very first time, my name is Stacia and I go by Namaste on Instagram. So if you're interested in keeping up with my day-to-day life, you can check me out over there on the gram. Also, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below and turn on the post notification bell so that you can be notified whenever I have a new upload. In today's video, as you can see by the title, we are going to be discussing things we like about living in Japan. And when I say we, I'm referring to myself and my guest, Christopher, who has been on my channel before, but it has been a while since you've been on here.
Mm-hmm.
How has it been?
It's been good. It's been good. Yeah, stop talking like you haven't seen me. I've been forever.
I mean, I know you're good, but I wanted to ask so that the viewers know that.
Like I posted on Instagram, I'm here in 2021, so I give thanks for that. And I want to commend you for keeping your channel going. And you guys for continuing to watch.
Thank you.
And comment and like and share, as you know the cliche goes. But yeah, grateful and life is good.
Life is good.
Give thanks.
So in today's video, we're going to be talking about things we like about living in Japan. And you've been here for what, 5 years, 6 years?
It's gonna be 5 years in March.
Yeah, and I've been here I guess 1.5 years now. So we've been here long enough to come up with a list of things that we really like about living in Japan, and so we're going to discuss that today. Since you're the guest on my channel, I'm going to allow you to go first.
We're gonna just jump into it.
Okay.
All right. Given that we're Jamaican, the number one thing that Jamaicans would probably, rate because of the difference or the contrast is safety and security.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely safer here. And I was telling you the other day that one of the greatest things about being here, even as a woman, even as a black woman, is the fact that I can walk on the streets any hours of the night and not have this inherent fear that something is about to happen to me. I walk freely and I don't have to look over my shoulders. And I'm not saying that you should fully drop your guard if you're here, but the inherent fear of something happening to me, someone threatening my life in some way, shape, or form, is not something I have
just because
anymore.
It's dark,
right?
But that happens. That doesn't just happen in Jamaica. That happens in a lot of other countries.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, I'm glad for that too.
Because even as a man, you feel safe, right?
I put up this
guard, this tough
and
face.
Tough up myself, although I tell you about the altercation that the
have you seen him since?
No, No, so I wonder if he start reroute. Me they gonna reroute. But I say, you know what? I'm not taking the stairs for nobody.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's really it's good not having to worry about that all the time.
Yeah, especially for me, since I'm single and I live alone and I don't have like family here. It's nice knowing that I live in a country where that's not at the forefront of my mind. Like I said, I don't completely let my guard go because I'm not one of those persons who sleep with their doors unlocked with their windows open. I'm not one of those persons.
I do that.
But I can feel I feel less anxiety when it comes on to not just walking at night, but just walking in general. It's also, for me as a woman, it's also not having to deal with unsolicited opinions or comments from men.
Is this part 2 or is this the same safety thing? But
it's safety because as a woman in Jamaica, in my experience, and I'm not saying this is all Jamaican men and this is the experience of every woman, but there are times you're walking on the street and you're well put together and you seem attractive to men, and there are those comments that are going to come your way, and it's almost like the verbal assault. You don't have that here. Like, men will see you and even if they think you look nice, chances are they won't say anything unless they're under the influence. So they won't say anything to you, and they won't say anything that would make you uncomfortable. And that's something that I've had to deal with in Jamaica. Like, a man will say something to you, and because you don't respond the way that he think you should have, all of a sudden you should Bokeh to and drop on your face.
Yeah.
You don't have that belligerent aggressiveness towards you as a woman when you don't respond in a way that they don't like.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I feel the same way. I didn't really like when we met.
Wow. When it comes down to just general life, I think it's definitely safer, especially if you're coming from a place like America. When you're here, I think you don't necessarily have that tension when you see the police. But I understand that there might still be that fear there because police is the police anywhere.
Yeah.
All right, so is that all for the first one, safety? All right, so the next thing we want to talk about is the convenience of being here when it comes down to doing a lot of things.
I like to be very transparent. I didn't really think about this list too much. She wrote her points down as a professional would do, and I'm just winging it.
But we discussed it, so don't even make it seem.
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard to think of like that anyways. But yeah, in I would actually rank these 1 and 2.
So go ahead. The convenience. In what way is Japan convenient for you? It's convenient because I have been to the United States and I've lived in Jamaica for most of my life, and the simple things like accessibility to things like toilets, clean toilets, is something that you can definitely give Japan a big plus sign for. Even if you're not buying anything at any convenience store, you can walk into a convenience store and use a toilet.
Yo, every YouTuber in Japan talks about toilets. It's so crazy. Like toilets?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about toilets.
Talk about toilets?
I'm not talking about the toilets that, warm. Just toilet in general. Just having access to a toilet, whether or not it's electronic or just a regular toilet. There's a lot of toilets like everywhere. And I like the fact that they're usually like family friendly. So if you're a father with a child, I'm assuming it's the same with men's bathroom because I've never been in one. The female bathroom, there is the toilet, but there's also a seat holder. So if you have a toddler or a child, you can place the child there and do your business. So that's one thing. There's also the convenience of the convenience stores are very convenient because you can send packages, pay your bills, print, fax, anything you want to do, and you can buy a number of things there. If you want a t-shirt, you can go to the convenience store and get one.
Yeah, if you want underwear, that applies. That didn't apply to me, but yeah, I've seen those things there.
Yeah, and you can even get ready-made food at the convenience store, and even at the supermarkets, you can get like ready-made food. So if you're one of those persons on the go, you can buy food.
It's called a bento. They know what a bento is, right?
A bento is a boxed lunch for those who don't know.
Yeah, it's not. That's an interesting thing about Japan. Like they have, like she said, ready-made food or pre-made meals that are actually packaged and it's on the shelf.
Yeah, and in supermarkets they're prepared in the supermarket because there's usually like a kitchen area. So it's freshly made, and at the end of the day, the food is usually discounted so that they can make space for
fresher ones.
The next day.
Yeah, you can get sushi in the supermarkets and stuff like that. And they're still pretty good. There's still a convenience. Of course, the trains, like...
Oh, my God.
This is where we're known.
My God.
Oh, my God. But yeah, the trains are on time.
They actually have a schedule. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. It might not be the most efficient thing when you think about it, but they are...
What do you mean by not the most efficient thing?
It's like some train nerd stuff that goes on there, but like they have 1 million trains on the one line, so it's like not really efficient. But maybe it is because there's always people on the trains.
But it's efficient for people like me who like to plan in advance. So for example,
absolutely,
if I'm going to go somewhere next week at 10 and I want to arrive at 10 a.m., I can go into Google Maps, say that I want to arrive next week and I want to arrive by 10 a.m., put that in, and it gives me all the possible routes that I could take next week and to arrive at 10 a.m. and that comes up, and so I can plan, how long do I need to take to do my face and my hair and get ready and all of that stuff.
Still be late.
And don't do that. don't you dare do that. But yeah, that is super convenient, especially in Jamaica. Like, listen, when you're in Jamaica, if you're from Jamaica, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You just have to say a prayer and leave out extra early because you're literally at the mercy of taxis and buses that are there when you arrive.
Yeah, the trains can be convenient, although the source of, like I said, good and bad. A lot of the source of my frustration comes from taking the train, being in the train station, just walking behind people and them just not knowing what them. That's just frustrating. But yes, usually them like the way or whatever, and you're trying to get where you're trying to get.
There's a level of order and discipline in the society. So, for example, at the train station, people form lines to enter.
Absolutely.
Buses and trains and stuff like that. And even sometimes I'm at the pedestrian crossing and I'm like, wait, is this a line? Because everyone just seems to have that level of organization intact, so much so that it almost becomes second nature to them to just form a line once there are persons, more than
is that
a few
civic
persons.
Duty?
I don't know.
Is that what you would call it? Civic duty, I think it.
I don't know. It's just something in them that
it's duty. Like I've actually asked adult students this, and that's the answer that I've gotten, and I would, it makes sense to me that they all have a duty that is actually told to them. Like I guess, like he told me that his kids understand that their duty is to go to school, like, and their duty is to go to work and stuff like that. So I guess that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. They have a sense of orderliness that is. I haven't traveled to many countries, but I'm pretty sure it's second to. The third thing that I wanted to discuss is the fact that Japanese people are very big on preserving and knowing their culture. And we had a discussion prior to this video, and he was talking about the fact that your adult students
probably
relate to him that it comes from a sense of duty. They feel a sense of, and I guess it's in part to what you just said, they feel a sense of duty to know that it's their duty to know about their heritage and their history. And even with my experience and teaching students, you can see that they know about their culture. And then for me, I don't know if it's the wrong verbiage, but there's almost this sense of pride when they are talking about it, because even when I'm asking students, why do you want to study English? Because they want people to learn, they want to tell people about Japanese culture, and I really like that. And everywhere you go in Japan, no matter how modern things are, there always seems to be a bit of tradition someplace, some old shrine, some old temple. There's always, Japan has a very good way of balancing being modern but also holding true to their history and their culture and their heritage. And I think that's something that's commendable.
Yeah, last year it was something that kind of, I don't know, I was marveling at, because I kept saying it to people that, the Japanese cultural retention is really, really like significant. And we know that because that's really what they market to the world. As it's like they market their tradition and they market that they're technologically advanced. The tradition part I would agree with. The technological advancement, I'll send you a fax.
I feel like the technological part is they make the technology for the world and not themselves.
That too, that's true. That's one of the reasons their economy is one of the biggest in the world, because they export a lot of things, a lot of it.
When it comes down to retaining culture, they're very big on that, and they're very good at passing off the tradition and the culture from one generation to the next.
They are good at retaining the culture in terms of they do teach Jamaican, like Japanese history. They still sleep on tatami mats, for example. Like there's really no reason they should be like building houses with tatami mats to sleep on, but that's how they sleep. They don't. A lot of people don't buy beds. They just sleep on a futon on the ground. Yeah,
but also it's also the preservation of the actual physical structure that amazes me. Buildings that are preserved and they can tell you that it's been here since
1583.
Right. Yeah. To round up that point, when you think about Japan, you can't take away the undeniable culture that is rich, and the people who are just so beautiful when it comes on to the preservation of their culture and passing on that culture. Yeah.
Like, for example, they have this day, coming of age day, when you turn 21 or 20. 20, actually.
Isn't it?
It's 20.
It's 20?
Yeah, you can't drink and
Until
smoke under the age of 20 here. So when you turn 20, they actually do dress up in yukatas and they go out and have basically a party. But the fact that they're wearing yukatas, the fact that they wear yukatas when it's summertime, and they wear them to festivals, they wear them to weddings, things like that. But it's hard to compare it to Jamaica because they have a
deeper
history,
and a richer history.
In terms of they're them in their history. We had to battle to come out of like a bad situation.
Because there was even a point in Japanese history where the Edo period where the borders were completely closed off,
right?
And they focused on themselves and developing their culture and their history, and that's something that our ancestors didn't have the luxury of doing.
I don't know. I haven't heard a complaint about customer service. I haven't heard a complaint about customer service in Jamaica for a while. Maybe it's because I'm not on social media too much these days.
And you haven't been to Jamaica since you left.
And I haven't been to Jamaica in 5 years.
But I can tell you, since I'm newer to Japan than you are. The customer service, for the most part, y'all know that when it comes down to, unless you're a tourist and you're speaking a different accent other than the one that is synonymous to Jamaica, your customer service experience is not going to be very good. I've had situations where I've gone into a store to buy, and I said, may I have so-and-so item off the shelf, please? And the person gave it to me. And before she could pass it off to me, and that's usually their faces too. Before she passes it off, she's like, say for example, I'm giving him this. And she's like, give me a juice money now. She's like, for those who don't understand what that means, she's like asking me for money to help her buy lunch. And I just thought that was just so unprofessional. And when I spoke about that example, there were other persons who said that they've had the same experiences at other institutions that they've gone to shop.
What were you buying?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, the customer service in Japan is like
second to very few. I've had situations where, because at the time my Japanese was worse than it is right now, I've gone in a line and I was trying to communicate something, but I didn't have the Japanese to communicate it as effectively as I needed to. And the lady stopped the entire line, sent them over to someone else so that she could take the time to figure out what I was trying to say, so that she could help me to do what I needed to do. I was like, this is top notch.
That is pretty good. Yeah. They do that.
And sorry to cut you off, and they will leave what they're doing to help you find something in the store. Like, you'll go to other places, even in America, they're like, oh, aisle 6, down there. No, not in Japan. Yeah. You go there and you say, sumasen, kore hoshi arimasu ka? Hi, doesn't. And they go and they're taking you to exact place where the item is in the store. And they're like, kochi, daijoubu desu ka? Hi, arigatou gozaimasu. And you don't have that too many places.
Yeah.
And I've seen even people waiters chase down people to give them their change. That's a thing.
Yeah, I guess the other thing that I think about is, like, it's always really clean.
Yeah.
Here. It's always really clean. Like,
everywhere is clean. And you know what? In the mornings, I'll notice like older persons, they'll be sweeping up, and I'm like, what are you sweeping up? There's nothing there to sweep. But you're sweeping assiduously and meticulously, and you're talking. And yesterday I was going to work, and there were people cleaning the drains out. Yeah. And
they must have known it was gonna snow today.
Right? And they were cleaning the drains out, and they were just busy. And it's early in the morning. I'm like, this can be done later in the day. Why are you up at this time in the morning?
And it's 4 degrees.
Right? But they're up and they're cleaning. And it's very, very clean here in terms of the space itself. We can talk about the personal hygiene.
But yeah, I was just saying that you actually don't notice after a while how clean it is. Like, you take it for granted.
Until you see that one beer bottle and you're like, who left this here?
It's always the smokers and the drunkards.
And you're like, who?
And they're usually the same person.
Who? Like, you can know when there was a drunken or a smoking little party. When you go there the next morning, early in the morning, and you see a bunch of beer bottles and cigarette butts.
Or you see someone sleeping on the floor, on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
like, for me, coming from Jamaica, you're used to garbage. Like, no, when I see garbage here, I'm like,
come on, guys.
Who is responsible for this? Who?
Yeah.
Who is responsible for this?
But well, obviously that wasn't a hard transition for me. It wasn't a transition at all.
I mean, it was a transition, but I mean, in the wider Jamaican society, when you think about the gullies and the roads.
Oh, let's commend them for that.
Right?
Just like, first of all, coming to her apartment, you have to like walk up 2 hills, cross a gully, take a ferry.
You are such a Jamaican right now. Exaggerate.
I mean, and it's raining and snowing outside.
And it's windy.
All right, so yes, you can always thank me later. But we did pass a river. That not it, like
it's a river.
You know, some of the gullies in Jamaica could have been rivers. Yeah. But we don't know because we're full of garbage. Know. But we did pass what you would actually call a gully. Mm-hmm. And the water was flowing. Pristine. I wouldn't swim in it, but
by many standards.
Right. And like there were ducks swimming in it. There were fish. Yeah. I've seen some of them with turtles and all kinds of like life, and that's just like amazing to me coming from home where for some reason people can't not dump in
anywhere. Like you'll be driving and people will throw random garbage outside.
I'm tired of being in videos where people say that though. Come on, guys.
It's true though.
And I just feel like the people who are doing it aren't watching these videos.
They're not watching these videos.
Like, how do we get to those people? Yeah, they do a really good job of like maintaining waterways here.
Yeah,
for sure. But if we never have our experiences, we actually probably wouldn't appreciate these ones so much. Yeah. There's probably other people out there who have like 5 completely different great things that they love about Japan. Mm-hmm. But these are ours so far. Everybody, thank you for watching. That was 5 things we think are great about Japan.
Yeah.
Something like that.
What we like about living in Japan.
Yeah. So if you enjoyed the video, of course, please like and share and also comment in the comment section. She goes by the name of Namaste on Instagram. So go follow her. Click the link to subscribe. See the link to subscribe. And I'll catch you in another video. Peace.
Bye. Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to my channel. If you're watching for the very first time, why over there? Why you laughing already?
Because I usually skip that part.
That's why my watch time can't go up. I over here. I skip up my introduction. Anyways.
Why you not take up your own glass?
Because my glass is empty.
Note the size. And note.